Yes, Adina, I'm very excited about this. And my sisters kept saying, yes, we finally got her and we're looking forward to it. So, boom, I'm just ready to go live.
Praise
Okay,
be to Allah. Please be sure to get a family greetings.
yes, ma'am, I will. Okay, perfect. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have an incredible guest with us, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than Sister Adina Lofton Muhammad, one who me and my family refer to as Auntie Adina or Aunt Adina, somebody who just been around us for the last 15 years of our life in Atlanta, Georgia. First, this means a lot that you would come on the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Wa alaikum salam, beloved. I'm very grateful and humble you invited me on your show, beloved. Beautiful. Thank you so much. All praise is due to Allah.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we're excited to hear from you because as many times as you watched us grow up and growing up around you, I've never had a chance to hear what it was like for you growing up, being born in a nation. So what was it like growing up in your family? Because you come from a big family. How many siblings have you? I mean, how many siblings do you have?
Okay, my mom always wanted to make sure we get the 26 in. She was pregnant 26 times. She had 19 children. And I'm the 18th child. I'm the youngest girl. And I have a baby brother up under me, which is Zacharias Omar. And he's up under me. He's the 19th. But it's 12 boys, 7 girls, 3 sets of twins. All by one man, one woman.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All those youngest. Okay. Unfortunately, I just had one.
Yes, ma'am. Now, Sister Adina, now we're going to come to, of course, to your mother, but I mean, but we never get a chance to. Who is your father?
My father was Milton Lofton Muhammad, and Minister Rahman and brother Otis, who is now brother Sabir. They knew of him back in the day. Whereas I remember Minister Rahman told me that my father would say 1,000 papers per week, a final call. Well, at that time they would call Muhammad Speaks and stuff. So yeah. So his name was Milton Lofton Muhammad, a beautiful brother. He the one. What was my uncle Robert at first that joined the Nation of Islam back? I believe it was 1955, and he introduced it to my father, Milton Lofton, and he came home then and told my mom that, look, everything is going out the house. No more my sisters playing with white dolls, none of that. And he just pretty much threw everything out the house. And it was like, I wasn't born then, but I was told this and stuff. But yes, he was a beautiful brother. May Allah be pleased with him.
May Allah be pleased with him. Yes, ma'am. And thank him for the children and many grandchildren, great grandchildren that he helped they help in the cause of Islam. My sister Mimi says assalamu alaikum. My sister Naima. Naima says she loves you, Auntie Dina, and sister Captain Brenda of Atlanta. She says assalamu alaikum family. Welcome, salam, Sister Captain. We look forward to your interview as well. Okay, my next question. Okay, your mother. So every time.
Turn the greetings back to her mom.
Yes, ma'am. Now, ever since I came to Atlanta, working with, of course, Brother Zach, Jamal, Zeke, and some of of your family, you would drill and go pushing in Bowen homes. And they would always say, they know my grandmother was right there. My grandmother helped them, and my grandmother this. Who is your mother, and how did she have such an impact in the community?
Well, my mother, it was Sister Dorothy Muhammad. And and Minister Rahman called her Sister Islam due to the fact because when she would cook, not only she would cook for the many children that she had, she would cook for the whole community, which was the whole Bowen Homes area, as well as from one end of Bankhead to the other. And she would literally feed everyone. My mom never denied anyone food we would look up, it would be strangers in the house eating before we're eating. And we're looking like, man, they're getting all the good food. It's not going to be enough for us, But my mom Allah always made it sufficient for her to have enough food for her 19, as well as for those in the community and abroad. and she just will go out and help the community, and would just be a loving person. She would see a homeless person on the street and will actually have us, we're driving together, she would have me pull over, go buy this person something to eat and bring it back.
Mm.
She would see prisoner guards on the streets cleaning up the highways, and we're literally back in the day when quote unquote with KFC was all right, I guess. She would literally go and buy some KFC chicken and buy a bucket of chicken, bring it back to the prisoners that's out cleaning up the interstate. And they would let her give them to them too. And they would sit there and eat. She was just that amazing. Yes,
Beautiful.
that was just those just some of the examples. And not speaking of the charitable part, with helping with helping our nation, and helping just she was just a very charitable, a true example of Islam. And this is why Minister Rahman, our beloved minister, gave her the name Sister Islam. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, ma'am.
Sir.
Now, what is it about the cooking of you all's family? When we first came to Atlanta, we were addicted to Arabian Punch, and you all, all of the sisters. What type of recipes was she passing down to you all that you all have kept in the family for so many years?
Yes, sir. Well, I have to first give shout out to my sister Miriam, because which is a brother Zachariah's mom. Now she the one spent more time in the kitchen. She actually took over from my mom. When we have get together, she does most of the cooking and everything. For the most part, I just waited till it got done, and was like, okay, any day now, is it ready? So, but I have to give, props to my sister Miriam, because she's the one that has all the recipes. As a matter of fact, Brother Joshua, she still have the pots from when we grew up. The big, large cafeteria pots where you cook food.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm literally talking about some cafeteria pots, like huge. She still have these type pots. My mom actually would use those to cook. And she still used those to my sister Miriam used that to this day when we have family gatherings, or if we doing a type catering job, she used those same pots to this day. And speaking of the Arabian Punch, that recipe come all the way from the east. From the Nile River.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is very secret, like the Illuminati.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
I'm gonna make you some though.
Please.
I'll make the family some.
Yes, ma'am. We missed it. Sister
Yes,
Brenda
sir.
says your mother was absolutely beautiful, great example, a true reflection of your family. And Brother Daniel E. Muhammad sends the greetings as well. Okay, my next question for you,
Praise
ma'am,
be to Allah.
is once people grow up in the nation, right? So growing up, I didn't grow up prior to 75. You were, but when you grow up, so everybody doesn't want to accept the teachings once they get older. What was it about you that made you, once you grew up, that you wanted to accept as an adult?
Life experiences, I have to say. I grew up in a very strict environment because of us being Muslim, where we would my mom wouldn't allow us to dress a certain way. If we did go outside, we would have to be literally in front of the door. We couldn't go no further than outside. And then, well, of course, we would have to be in before the street light. And that type of rearing, for me personally, it had an impact on me because I felt like I was missing something or whatever. And growing up, you feel like you're like you're a loner. You're not part of stuff. You're not part of what's going on in school. You're not part of we didn't take no activities, no football, and none of that. Only thing we would do was go to school, come back home, and do our studies before homework. We would do our studies with the Supreme Wisdom. That's number one. We would get that out the way, and that helped a lot with school lessons. All praise due to Allah. But as I got older, I kind of strayed away because I was like, I want to be a part of,
yes, ma'am,
quote unquote, the world.
Yes, ma'am.
But Allah never let me get but so far, because as I was getting out there, it would just be certain things that I would be like, no, the spirit would be telling me, no, don't do that. Allah would be actually talking to me like, no, don't go that way. I want to go left, Allah tell me to go right. And it was always my mom wisdom and my father wisdom telling us that when Allah is speaking to you, take heed, not only listen to it, but act up on it. So even though I got out there, but I only got out there but so far. And it was the teachings, Islam, by Allah's grace, through his Messiah and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and Jesus in our midst today, the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the teachings that saved me and saved pretty much everyone in our family to be so big. All praise is due to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, ma'am. That's beautiful. But Sister Adina, now that you're teaching, did you ever have any goals to go into the ministry?
Your father been trying to get me in the ministry for the longest. And I tell your father, how me and dad, your dad be tripping. And, I said, brother minister, I'm not all the way there. Yeah, I'm still catching up on my teachings and stuff, just trying to stay out of there. As well as for Sister Captain, Nasable, she's been trying to get me to do. And I feel one day Allah is going to put me in that position. But right now, it's just that the street rules, right? One day I get there by Allah's grace.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. My sister Naima says, all praise be to Allah. Brother Daniel E. Muhammad says, beautiful testimony, sister, how you redeemed yourself back where you belong to Master Farah Muhammad, Muhammad, who's Farrakhan Nation of Islam. Thank you very much. And thank everyone who continues to like, share, subscribe to the People's Podcast. I can't wait to put this on YouTube. My next question for you, ma'am, is fear. Growing up in Bowen Homes, being in Atlanta, but coming from a big family, when you were by yourself, has there ever been a time where you were faced with fear? And if so, how did you overcome that fear?
Well, we had a lot of challenges growing up in Bowen Home, considering, Bowen Home being a projects. And you're talking about projects back in the day when projects was the projects, before they did all this gentrification. And it was our family that had 19, and it was another family that had 17. Mm-hmm. We all lived in the same area in Bowen Homes. And we were cool with their family, they were cool with us. But you always had their nieces or somebody else that was younger wanted to try you or whatever. And I never liked fighting, Joshua. I'm going to keep it real with you. I didn't like fighting because I'm the type, I press my clothes off, I iron my clothes, I get up, take all day to look nice. I'm not trying to mess up my, but I'm like, okay. So I was faced with fear one day when was one day a young lady was jumping on my sister, one of my older sisters, and I was probably no more than about 9 or 10. And the lady was, my sister was whipping a mess out of her now. But I saw her, and I think this lady had a big family too, and her sisters was like like men. They were like, they throw down, a pit bull would be scared of them. So I'm looking like, oh man, my sister fighting her. Why she come fight nobody else? But anyway, I went and got me on stick, and I just started hitting that lady on her leg while my sister was, and I wasn't number 9 or 10. The only thing I was saying, let my sister go, let my sister go. And I was fearful then because, like I said, that family had some huge looking,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, but it's plenty more. But I can think of that one per se, like when I was younger and everything. But Allah has truly blessed me and saved me, and I thank Him all the day long for it.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, ma'am. Well, Sister Adina, what was the climate like in Atlanta during the Million Man March, leading up to the Million Man March, and for you being a sister, what was it like for you to see all of those men headed towards the Million Man March?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. My family getting ready. My sister knowing good well she's not supposed to be going. And I have to put her out there, Sister Janice. She knows she wasn't supposed to be going, but she went anyway because she wanted to support, you know, at the time, her husband and my brothers and everything. But it was beautiful. It was Atlanta. Then you're talking about 95. That was during the time when the crack era was at its high. You know, black men was going in jail like no tomorrow. You know, I think they had just passed that crime bill, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and stuff with if you're caught with just a little thing of crack or whatever, you can go to jail and spend the rest. And you still have our black men spending time in prison now because of that.
Yes, ma'am.
But it was Atlanta was off the chain. And you're talking about a year before the Olympics. And the city trying to get everything together. And this is where when they started tearing down the projects. Before you know, all the projects was just like disappearing. But at the same time, the focus was on a Million Man March throughout all this. You know, I'm talking about now in my family, I'm talking about people I was going to school with was talking about it. And you're like, and you look, you hear people talking, and you're like, how they know about the Million Man March? You know, because you be shocked who know.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes,
it
ma'am.
was, yeah, but it was beautiful. And throughout all what was going on, like I said, the crack era, they tearing down the projects, our black men going to prison. The focus, the goal was the Million Man March. I'm going to the Million Man March. So by Allah's grace, it was beautiful. But
Yeah.
the city was off the chain, you know, and stuff. But
Praise be to Allah. Well, I'm glad. And Sister Dina, I want to make sure that I thank you for your sacrifice on
yes,
behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience for and the sacrifice of your family to be strong and represent Islam in the South and in Atlanta, Georgia for all these years. We definitely want to thank
praise
you
be
all
to Allah.
for putting that
Praise.
work in. Um, what
Yes,
what
sir.
what?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. What advice would you give to future mothers?
Advice I would give to future mothers is instill God in there, no matter who you may call. The Bible says plenty of branches, but only one tree.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
whether you call them Allah, Jesus, you know, Yahweh, whoever, instill that while you're carrying them. Instill God in there, you know, while the mother is carrying the baby, instill it in the womb. Because let them have that fear of God and God only. So that they can, when they come out, they can be prepared for this Joshua generation. They can already have it in them, Joshua, just like your mom did you. And did Naima, did Miriam, and Rashad. And my mom did us the same way. And what my mom instilled in us is that, and I give this to the future mothers, fear no one but Allah. And nowadays we have to instill that in our children because Satan is working all the day long.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you have that instilled in you, fear no one but Allah, you're good to go. So that's what I would instill in future mothers. Put that first and foremost.
Yes, ma'am. Excellent. Okay. And some people saying teach sister, you're right on it. And please continue to like, share, subscribe to the People's Podcast. Brother Daniel said that's so true. So Adina, I have a quick 60-second commercial break for all
Yes,
of the
sir.
sponsors of the People's Podcast, and then we have a few more questions for you because we want to learn more about you, and I want to introduce you to the public so that they can understand why myself and my family has such an affinity towards you, and, you know, and your family, and how kind you have always been to us since we've been in Atlanta. And my sister Naima says, yes, ma'am. Okay, beautiful. If
Yes.
you all would like to be a sponsor or a donor of the People's Podcast, please cash app $ the People's Podcast. We greatly appreciate it. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production, 4K camera, drone. He does television and film editing. Thank you very much. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. Please go out and get those. My sister Naima, Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country. And right here in the studio in Atlanta, we love our tiny dancers. Sister Rashida Rafat, she offers, if you're working on a book, she offers copy editing, project management, content development, media relations, and consulting. Raw Communications, that's Raw Communications. If you need any of that, please reach out to Sister Rashida Rafat. She will greatly appreciate it. We'll greatly appreciate it. Sister Sherry Muhammad, Asiatic Minds Online School. That's asiaticminds.com. It's a virtual school. If you don't want your children to go back into the school system in person, and you can send them online, asiaticminds.com, making young kings, queens, and gods. Thank you very much, Sister Sherry, Brother Kenneth. Bowtie making extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you anywhere in the country. Thank you very much, Brother Kenneth. Dr. Henry M. Carter, right here in Atlanta, Georgia, King Henry's Turkey Legs. Brother Rashad Muhammad of Chicago, COVID-19 disinfecting cleaning services. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, abdulsharif.com. And last but not least, my 2 books, Cleopatra with the K, which is on which is on Amazon, and No Father, No Excuse, which is on Amazon as well. Thank you all for your sponsorships and donations. We're right back to our Sister Adina Lofton Muhammad. Boom. Okay, now Sister Adina.
All praise is due to Allah. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Sister Adina, if you wanted to give advice to a sister who might be single and she's looking, and she's waiting to get married, what advice would you give to a single sister?
Well, I need to think about that advice for myself, beloved.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I would tell the sisters, and it's hard, but the minister tell us all the time, be patient. And be patient and be steadfast. And Allah will bless you with that, brother. You know why I had to get to the point, Joshua? Because, we all human. And, everybody, the Holy Quran say Allah created every male for a female and every female for a male.
Yes, ma'am.
So that let you know right there that we should be with someone. But yes, of course, the world we live in, and everybody is not on that, quote unquote level. So my advice will be to the sister, the same that I'm giving to myself, will be 1, seek refuge in Allah, and know that if Allah created the heavens and the earth, the sun, moon, and stars in the solar system, believe me, He can create and have a brother for us, whereas we can have an everlasting, beautiful, long-lasting marriage. And I had to get to that point. I had to say, man, Allah created the sun, moon, and stars, the heavens and the earth. Surely He can bless me with a brother. That's minute compared to what He's, So I tell the sisters, just be patient, work on yourself, work on getting nearness and oneness to Allah, and have Allah sufficient. And don't think about a brother, because when you're not thinking about him, that's when Allah bless you with that one who is meant for you. So
excellent teaching. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Now, Sister Adina, what type of music do you like to listen to?
I'm an 80s baby.
Okay.
So I see you have your queens behind you.
Yes, ma'am.
And stuff. So I'm a Michael Jackson, Thriller, Alvin. Okay. I love Michael Jackson, but for the most part, I do listen to smooth jazz. Because jazz, I grew up listening to my mom when she would have get-togethers at the house, Joshua.
Yes, ma'am.
She would play Miles Davis, Johnny Coltrane,
okay.
Montgomery,
okay,
and Grover Washington Jr. So, and what's the guy name who played Tape 5? I forgot his name, but Dave Brubeck.
Okay.
He played Tape. You get a chance, listen to Tape 5. I used to play it when we would have the events and stuff. With how we would have the get-togethers at the mosque.
Yes, ma'am.
We would always play that. But it's Dave Brubeck, Tape 5. But I really love jazz because I grew up on it. But back then it was more classic jazz. But now it's more smooth jazz. So as long as it's jazz, I love it.
Check you out, Adina. I would have never known jazz. Okay.
Oh, I love jazz. Oh, yes.
I just thought because everybody liked R&B from the 80s. I didn't think jazz.
Oh, I love the R&B from the 80s, and I also love a lot of classic rock from the 80s. I love the Police. The Police scene.
Yes,
King of Pain.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Every Breath You Take.
Absolutely.
I like I love the NSX.
Okay.
Oh, we be all day with this now. So hey, I thank YouTube, for it, because hey, I don't have to go spend no money, Joshua. I go right in and type it in, and there you go. But I'm more. But now, as I got older and mature, I still go back and listen to it, And I still like my rap, you know, LL Cool J,
Yes,
Run
ma'am.
DMC was Houdini. Well, they was the woo. Oh yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Just as long as it's good music. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Mhm.
And okay, and my next question for you, ma'am, is what do you do for fun?
Well, before the COVID, I would travel. I love to travel. I love to go and see nature. You know, I love to go. I visit pretty much the Caribbean islands and stuff. But my next goal was going to go towards because you never see all the water of the earth because it's 75% of the earth. But
Yes, ma'am.
just seeing that blue turquoise water, it just does something to the soul. But I want to start now going seeing the mountains. Like I want to one day visit Mount Everest, the tallest
Mm.
mountain in the world.
Yes, ma'am.
But in the meantime, I'll make my way over to Colorado and see the Rockies.
Go ahead, Sis Adina. Go ahead, Sis Adina.
Yeah, but I love to travel though, Joshua, and I love dining out. But with so much going on now, I'm finding myself cooking more at home. Yeah,
Beautiful. Yes,
I
ma'am.
just cook for me. Just to put it out there, I just cook for me now.
Yes, ma'am. And I don't know how all these single brothers out here, I don't know how you eating fast food every day. Cause take it from me. I mean, it gets tired. You messing your
That
stomach
stuff
up.
ain't no good.
Yeah, you know, good.
The soul
Get
be
you a
crying
thing.
out for some real food. They be like,
That's
please fix me some food. Go call somebody. Please. Ezekiel called me. My son Ezekiel, he'll
yes, ma'am.
call me. He said, Mom, you got some bean soup. Because the soul is yearning for a good wholesome meal. If
Yes,
ain't nothing
ma'am.
but a bowl of bean soup, brother Joshua.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, yeah, because it's all these chemicals start wearing off on you when you're eating out every day.
I agree. I agree. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
so
So that's right. Yeah, get some good cooking.
yes,
Sister
sir.
Dina, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
If you could speak to God face to face and ask him one question, what would you ask him?
Ah, boy. Mm, can't be playing with that one. This, this one here serious right here. You said God, brother.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Almighty God Allah.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
came in person of Master Father Muhammad.
That's right.
I, to be honest with you, Joshua, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It it wouldn't be anything I would want to ask him. It would be more that I would just hug him and give him thanks and praises. I can't think right off like because but recently I'm gonna just to give you a little scenario. Recently I had a death like experience.
Mm.
You know, I'm not gonna get into it like behind the scenes or whatever, but I had a death like experience, and I really saw my death. I saw. I kid you not. Word is bond. I mean, in the Messiah name, the Messiah Elijah Muhammad, and in our Jesus name, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This is true. I saw my own funeral. I was at Grady Hospital, and I was lying on a table, and I was out for 12 hours. I was out for 12 hours, Joshua. And as I was lying on the table, I couldn't move or anything, but I could hear people talking. I could hear the doctors talking. And instead of me saying, Allah, please don't let me go, I want to stay, I thought about what the minister said just before he was getting ready to get his surgery.
Yes, ma'am.
That the minister said that his daughter told him, said the only thing he was doing was thanking Allah. And at that time, when I was laying out, Brother Josh, I'm telling you, my funeral was at Willie Watkins Funeral Home. I saw my sisters, my brothers, my son crying, my grandchildren crying, literally like I saw myself like out. And the only thing I was saying while I was lying on that table for 12 hours was, I love you, Allah. I thank you, Almighty God, Allah. All praise is due to Allah. That's all I was saying.
Mm.
And at that moment, Allah showed me how you can be out of here. You can think you out of here, but he can bring you back. And 12 hours now, you're talking about 12 whole hours I was out. And when I woke up, Joshua, because I kept hearing the flat you know how they have the beep sound, beep,
Yes, ma'am.
beep.
Yes, ma'am.
I felt my whole body like numb. Only thing I was waiting for, because they said when you die, they said the last thing leave you is your hearing. I had been hearing everything else, but I was numb. But with the hearing, I was waiting for that to go. And I was waiting for it to go flatline. 12 hours, Allah got me up. It was a black doctor standing over me. And I looked at that doctor straight in his eye, and I said, I thought I was dead. And it was tears coming down my eyes. And he said, no, you just had an allergic reaction. And he said, you here. And I said, all praise is due to Allah. So with just that, Brother Joshua, man, it just drove me more and more to get closer and nearness to Allah and know that Allah is real. That my mom would tell us that he can save you in the twinkling of an eye.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And I bear witness to that. Yes, sir. So I can't think of nothing that I would ask God right after. What I would do would give him a big hug and just tell him I love you, Almighty God Allah. I thank you. And I would be so happy to see him.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful.
Yes,
and I didn't know any of that. I know I know for sure my siblings didn't know. We would have definitely reached out. We didn't know you were going through something, Sister Adina. We didn't know.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was just an incident that happened, and it was right. And I'm gonna tell you, Brother Joshua, it was my little nephew, my little great nephew had just that same day it was February the 5th. My little great nephew had just passed. He was 5 weeks old. He had just passed that same day. And I remember that when the ambulance came out, the ambulance said, because I was over at my sister's house at the time, because we was all over helping her get through the morning, and my niece and everything, because it was my niece's son, my great nephew. And that same day, I hear the EMT, the paramedics saying, man, this family really been through a lot. We was here earlier because they had a grandchild, a great nephew that passed. And I was hearing everybody talking, but I couldn't feel nothing. It was like I was in a paralysis state that same day. And you know what I said, Joshua? I said, Allah didn't want little man to go by himself. So he chose me. That's what I was saying that. And I was saying I was giving a lot of thanks and praises. And I knew then that Allah could bring you back in a twinkling of an eye. So it's real. And I love him and I thank him all the day long.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Okay, well, if you know what you would ask God or what you would say to him, if God could ask you one question, if he saw you face to face, what do you think that he would ask you?
Let's see. He probably asked me, why you sleep so much? And you know what? And I be feeling guilty, Josh, when I'm telling you why I say that. Because I remember my mom saying growing up that the dear Holy Apostle of Messiah, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, after you say your 5 o'clock prayer, you're not supposed to go back to sleep.
Yes, ma'am.
You're supposed to go get your day started, and and I get up early. I say my 5 o'clock prayer, but I be like, I got about 4 or 5 more hours to go before work, so I'm gonna get a little bit in, So I be like, and then when I'm home on the weekends, I take time and I, make sure the house is clean and everything, because I'm an OCD when it comes to cleanliness. So
yes,
I get it from my mom. I mean, we grew up with Clorox and Pine Sol, and everything blowing up with Clorox and ammonia. So, but all praise due to Allah. So I think he would ask me like, sister, you sleep too much. And he probably tell me what we always said, Joshua. Stop playing with the teaching.
Stop playing with the teachers. Absolutely.
So absolutely. I think he will probably ask that, but I think he know I'm striving to be in his favor.
Praise be to Allah. Okay, we have one more question for you. I want to thank everybody. Please like, share, subscribe to the People's Podcast. Now, Sister Adina, are you on social media?
Yes, sir.
How can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
They can reach out to me at Facebook at Adina Muhammad
Okay,
on Facebook. Adina Muhammad. Yes, sir.
got it. Yes,
And I
ma'am.
have Instagram. I think my Instagram is 4762 Dina, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah. But
wonderful.
on Facebook, Adina Muhammad.
Excellent. Yes, ma'am. Now,
Yes.
Sister Dina, I just want to tell, before I ask my last question, I want to tell everybody how whenever the youth did anything, when we first came to Atlanta, if they said there was a chaperone, we would be like, man, Sister Dina coming? Like, like,
Yes, sir.
you always been very kind to us and had such a spirit. Even when we were getting in trouble, you never was yelling at us. You were just showing us nothing but love. So we want to thank you for that on behalf of myself, my family, and all of the people from Atlanta, especially the youth movement days, for you just being so nice to us. We appreciate that. But I wanted to ask you, my last question I asked all the guests, what would you like your legacy to be, ma'am?
But before I speak on that, Brother Joshua, if you don't mind, I just want to give, commend you and your family. Okay. Your mother, your father, first let me just speak on Sister Sharifa. Sister Sharifa, I mean, when we first met, it was like bond. With my family, her family, and you, Z, Zach, all, Jamal, everybody, it was like one big family.
Absolutely.
Your mother was such a beautiful, beautiful soul. And I tell you, when I see her, I will know that I had a truly, truly a blessed sister that was near me. And when I say a blessed sister, I mean someone that, you can have your blood sister, but sometimes you can meet somebody be just as strong through the spirit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
ma'am. And this is how your mom was. Your mom was such a beautiful soul, never judge anyone, always was there for you when you needed someone to talk to. And my son Ezekiel looked at her straight up mom. So I just wanted to say that, get that off mine, because I think about her a lot, and she is truly missed, and may Allah be pleased with her. Yes, and the examples are showing through her children, you, Rashad, Naima, Miriam, and even through her grandchildren. So, and then your father, me and Minister Cherie, we like, we folks. Yes, ma'am. We like, yeah, every time we see each other, we tripping and and everything. So they never took anything like too serious. When I mean by too serious, they always looked at beneath what that person was going through. They look beyond that. Yes, so you went, your mother and your father, beautiful people, beautiful, beautiful family, beloved. But what I would like for my legacy to be is that I strive to serve those that most people look at as worthless, as not being, some people may look at them as like being, they deserve where they are. Don't nobody deserve where they are. You don't know what people have gone through or whatever and stuff. So I think I get that from my mom, forcing a charitable part, not only with money, but with just giving, period. My kindness, yes, ma'am. My love, my help. And if anybody is in need, I'll look out for you. And I don't have to have the recognition. I can just do it and don't even think about it. Because whatever Allah put on my spirit to do, that shall I do, and I shall I strive to do. So I would just want that legacy to be that I try to do unto others, I strive to do unto others as I would like done unto me. So
beautiful. Yes, ma'am. And Sister Adina, I want to just say for those who don't know, like you said, you don't do it for the recognition, but there's not been a mosque or a renovation or a restaurant, anything where behind the scenes Sister Adina was not donating some charity and not asking for a whole bunch of recognition, but always pulled up to look out. I mean, I seen that, doing security for my dad, and he like, did somebody talk to Sister Adina? Sister Adina gonna pull up, and she gonna make sure that everything is done straight. And
praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Well, I remember just what you're saying when we were getting ready for, Minister Rockman. May Allah be pleased with our beloved brother, minister and companion. And right before his janaza there at the funeral, I mean at the mosque, I said, hold up, this Minister Rockmont, we getting ready to a good send-off. We got to do this right. So Allah put that on my spirit all that night before. And I got a 4-day this morning. I called your father because I always want to go to chain of command. I called your father and said, Minister Sharif, is it okay for me, my sisters, and whomever else want to help for us to go in and, redo the mosque? Make it right. When I say make it right, you talking about a man that put his life on the line for Islam, Minister Rockmont. So one no way that I'm like, no, man, His children to this day, we're like family because they went to school with my brothers and my older brothers and stuff. They went to school together. But that brother there, Minister Rockmont, I truly looked at him like a father. Growing up and seeing Minister Rockmont, it was just always beautiful, beautiful spirit. And his children showed that it was just, man, he is truly missed.
Absolutely.
Truly. And just what you were saying, when I do what I do it because Allah put it on my spirit. I do it because it's our nation. We're supposed to do that. My mom used to say it all the time. Those Christians, you know why them Christians stay so blessed? Because they take care, they give back. If they don't do nothing else, they're going to pay their tithes and they're going to take care of their pastor.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
My mom said that's why they can drive around in them big boy Mercedes saying that I've been truly blessed. Because they're going to pay them tithes.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're going to take care of their pastor, and they believe in that 10%.
Absolutely.
So, and that was instilled in us as a family. And I don't have not one regret of doing anything. Believe me, if Allah blessed me with $1 billion today, half of it going to my nation. Straight up. I don't really, I know that 10% is good, but I always feel like giving more, because we all got some sins we got to get rid of. You know what I'm saying, Brother John? So I be like, give a little extra more.
Yes, ma'am.
That get rid of them 2 sins. That get rid of them 2 sins from last week.
Exactly.
Whatever. Just kidding. But I to this day I call your father and be like, hey, Minister, I just love him just like you know how we do.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How we do. Anything you all need and vice versa, we're here for you all. Not only me, but my whole family, period. It's one big family. Yes,
absolutely.
Sir. So,
beautiful. Praise be to Allah.
All praises be to Allah.
Brother Daniel says, teach on that love for our nation. And my sisters put the heart emojis and saying all praises to Allah, Mimi and Naima. I can't wait to put this on YouTube. Sister Captain Brenda says, all praises to Allah, beautiful sister. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you, Sister Adina, for your transparency, your honesty, and your sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off of the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Wa alaikum salam, sir. Thank you, Brother Joshua.
Thank you. I love you, Sister Adina.
Love you too.